And welcome to Better You in 52. And hopefully, we're saying welcome back for the week 13 video for Better You in 52. We say welcome back because we've been doing this since, well, we've been doing this program in some sort of fashion for years, about a decade or so. But we're doing this specific video series for the beginning of 2022 as a way to revive it, way to do something a little fresh with it, and a way to bring back the brand. Hopefully a little stronger than it's been in a while. We've had a lot of things going through as we hit the about a month ago, the official 3 year mark of pandemic. And so this was a way to kind of come full circle in what we're doing for Better You in 52 in terms of some of the steps to your Better You stuff. And let's bring back something I like to do, something I thought was fun. And this is a program, as I said, it's been various forms. But at this point, it's just me chatting with you every week on a video. Pardon me, I've got my coffee on the mug in front of me. I keep tapping it. Pardon about that. Me chatting with you every single week about something that can help you in your improvement. Now, Better You in 52 is a slogan. We believe you're a better person as soon as you decide you want to be better. So, better you in 20 seconds as soon as you come to that epiphany moment where it's like, I've got to do better at this, then you are better, period. What we provide for you here is a little bit of support, some help, some resources, things at our website as well to help you work on some things like that. And so our website every single Monday morning uh, publishes this video here, what's on YouTube a little early, and you can get a chance to go into something that may help you on that journey. It's not anything in particular. It's not a program, like we said, a 52-week specific program that every single week you must complete a certain task. Like I said, I began my personal development journey because I was basically frustrated with the way they basically separated people and what they're doing, and basically want to make it turn everything into a men howl at the moon ceremony where you just essentially, you just finding some other weird fraternal order that no one knows about, but they're your secret buddies or whatnot. So this is open to anyone and everyone looking for support. Go to our website, betteryou52.com, for more details on the resources and things we have that on more behind the scenes stuff. But in the meantime, we're going to go on and get into this lesson for today. And we're going to try to do this thing right now without, hopefully, I didn't have everything set up. So they're perfect. So things aren't always perfect. We're just here to chat with you and just kind of get to know each other. This is week 13 of the process, starting in the first week of the year. And this week, as you saw in the title, it's about figuring out your philosophy, figuring out what you believe in, figuring out who you are in the realm of whatever. Because one of the problems we have in personal development and in life in general is that people don't really have a good idea of who they are or what they want. They see a lot of things out there. They're very vulnerable to advertisement, for example. They're very vulnerable to suggestion from other folks who say you should have these things. People of influence, and sometimes we all know the problem with parents at saying that we should do something and wanting to prove please them, but knowing that what it is they want because they want something for our protection, something that's safe, is not something that we truly want, and we're more than willing to take on a little bit of extra risk to get that better thing, even if it means not quite getting it. And part of the problem that people are so amenable to suggestions on things that are safe is that some people don't know exactly what they want, so they don't know what the risk is worth going for. It's like saying, "Would you like to have a life like Taylor Swift?" Most people would probably enjoy having a life like Taylor Swift. She's on stage a lot, she performs a lot, she does something she loves for a living. However, there's a lot of work behind the scenes, a lot of work to get where she is, a lot of the grind, as you if you will. And some people, there's barbs and arrows of people who don't like her music and the people who don't like her business sense, which oddly enough is actually good business sense. It just keeps people who are used to cheating out artists from cheating out on her. Would you like that role? That sounds like a great role if you could snap your fingers and become Taylor Swift. But if you have to start from the beginning and make your way to where she is now, including the same amount of time and effort put in there, would you want to do that as a 19-year-old? Maybe. As a 25-year-old? Maybe. As a 45-year-old? Probably not. So, a lot of knowing your philosophy, knowing what you believe in, will put you in the place where you know if that thing that you said you want to improve on is actually something that you want to improve on, or someone else is suggesting to you that you're jumping onto. It might not be a bad idea what they're suggesting. It might be the right thing to do. It might be an intervention situation where you're being told, you got to fix this now. But if you don't know where you stand mentally in the world or in your own world, you won't really know how to get there. So we're going to start. This is going to be one of our shorter lessons, unless I ramble a lot, but there's only 2 points to the lesson. Point number one, what do you really stand for in life? That's the question. That's the question you have to ask, the question you have to answer. What do you really stand for in life? What are your ideals? What are the things that you love, the things that you hate, your vulnerabilities, your whatever's out there that's going to get in the way of you being you? What are the things that you are stand for? What are the things you will actually stand up for and, give your life for, metaphysically, metaphorically, or physically for? What are the things that you will offend the honor of, offend to the death of, for your personality? That's a really tough question, because the standard answer is, I'll defend, I give my life up for my family, which makes perfect sense. I give my life up for some certain friends, makes perfect sense. I give my life up for a certain cause and for certain people, which makes certain sense. And a lot of people say that, but then people don't actually follow through. We're not asking you to be Jesus Christ and crucify yourself for the sins of the entire world. We're just asking, what will you actually sort of back away from? Are you willing to back away from a check from a powerful person if they do something to a certain group of people that you don't like? Are you willing to say publicly that you don't want to support this person here that everyone knows and loves because you don't want to? And it could be something just grand and large and massive, or it could be, I just don't like the dude. It's okay to not like who everybody else likes, not want to vote for who everyone votes for. It's okay to have a different opinion. You just need to know what it is you stand for, so that when someone challenges you, someone asks you the question, you're not just saying some weird mumble jumbo that you was repeated off the internet, some odd facts or alternative fact that makes no sense, but because it's not what the other guy's saying, you have to say that. You have to push that. And here's the thing. Whatever you stand for, it has to be better than, well, it could be worse. So you have to actually stand for something to be something, not for something that is not as bad as the other thing. You have to really actually make a stand and make an actual choice as to where you're going to go. It can't just be, well, I could, meander in this situation here, or I can go over there. No, because then you don't have no commitment to going over there. And the really weird part is you have no commitment to how bad it needs to be to really be over there. So, because it could be worse, it could be worse, but how much worse is it? And if it's something that you actually care for, something you care about, something you're into, it could get worse and you'll have to stick around for it, because that's what you stand for. That's what your purpose is. That's what your philosophy is. If you believe in the welfare of children and you're in a state, and not an actual state, but just a general grouping state, where the welfare of children are not being taken care of, it is up to you to do something to show you believe in the welfare of children and help them. Let's use the current situation right now, as this is being recorded in March of 2022. And the situation right now is there is conflict in Ukraine. That is the actual sanitized version of what's going on in Ukraine. I'm not going to get political in this thing right here, but there's conflict in Ukraine between the Russians and the Ukrainians who live there. And right now, life's not great for children who are living in cities that are being bombed out and have fights and skirmishes between Russian soldiers and Ukrainian soldiers. That's not great. If you are a citizen of Ukraine in Ukraine and you are a advocate for children, this is not the time to not advocate for children. This is the exact time to raise your voice and yell as loud as you can, as long as you can, until somebody pays attention to you. Yes, it's pretty obvious that children aren't living up very well in this situation. It is obvious. That doesn't mean it's being taken care of as best as possible. And of course, someone's going to say it's not being taken care of as best as possible, even if you're taking care of it as best as possible, even if the best that can be done for it, someone's going to say, well, you could have done better. That's the, well, it could be worse question. You have to make sure that you are convicted to what it is you stand for and then stand for it, because it can get worse and you still are expected to do what you can to make it better. So, as I said, a very quick thing, something that you will basically come across your heart pretty quickly because it's pretty obvious. We're asking, what's your philosophy? What do you stand for? Literally, what do you really stand for in life? What things, what people, what situations, what animals, what technology, what do you stand for in life? What do you want life to be? We're hoping it's for the better. We're hoping you use your powers for good, not for evil. You're hoping you stand for something that is great, or something. It could be completely selfish, but it could be something that means something to you. It could be all I care about is taking care of my family. That's okay. If that's what you really stand for, few people can judge you. Few people who judge you will matter in the moment if you're taking care of your family and you're doing it in a fairly innocuous way. No one's getting hurt in the process. You're not stamped on anybody else's pursuit of life, liberty, or happiness by getting your own life, liberty, or happiness. But what do you stand for? Is it wealth? Is it fame? Is it technology? Is it love? Is it just a peaceful life? What do you stand for? What are you trying to put yourself up to? What is it? Figure it out. It might be an easy question. It might be complicated because it's more than a few things that do conflict with each other. You can have that. You can have conflicting things you stand for and survive. You just have to know who gets priority when priority comes in. And that thing you stand for has to be, well, it could be it could be worse. Better than, well, it could be worse. It can't just be I'm in a bad situation, so I'm gonna go over here, or I'm doing this thing. I know not, it's not all that great, but I could be homeless, I could be jobless, I could be running around with worse people, and you could be homeless, jobless, and running around with worse people, but it's not choosing to sell drugs because that keeps you from being homeless. That's not standing for something. If you stand for profit and you stand for selling drugs, that's something. Not great, but that's something. If that's something that you're into. But if it's I'm doing this because I'm keeping the worst from happening, that's not standing on a conviction. That's not standing up for a principle. That's not saying this is my philosophy. My philosophy is I am something. So say it just like that. I am something. And then be that something. Do what you can to be that something. And when you can't be that something, situations may come around where you're just not in the right position, literally not in the right position to do anything. You don't have the clout that you want to. You're in the young stage. I've been working in media for over 20 years professionally, and for longer than that, kind of individually between college and whatnot. And I am nowhere near where I want to be. I'm offering up this program here for free for people on the internet who just sort of find it. I don't have a large platform. I don't have the backing of Tony Robbins and Mel Robbins and all the other Robbinses and and folks like that. And so, so I'm not in that network of stuff where everything's big and bold. But I stand for personal development. I stand for people trying to improve themselves. I stand for people who want a little bit of a lift from where they are. So I created this and some other things as well. But this right here is one example of something, me showing my philosophy. I stand for your improvement. I don't have the best equipment. I'm recording this in my office at work, and it's just my office mate stuff is behind me because I don't have a great, a big, great desk to put a scene to put out there, a studio to work out of. But I'm doing something. Hopefully it works. You guys let me know. People let me know that this thing does work. So we're go with that. Keep that going. But what it is my philosophy. I believe in other things as well, but for the short purpose of this video, to go ahead and keep it short, it's only 3 points. No need to ramble so much. My philosophy on this means I'm doing my can, putting this effort out, this content out, this stuff out. Hopefully, it helps you. If you're returning, you've been coming back for more of these. Hopefully, if it's your first time, you'll return for more and watch some of our older videos, and it will help you as well. So what's going to mainly help you is going to our website, and that's the whole kind of where things live right now. Better Unit 52 at betterunit52.com will take you to the website. And it's a pretty basic website. You can see we've got the Better Unit 52. Those are just the feeds of the videos every week. Resources you can use to help you get better, and about the program, what we're doing here, why it exists, and what's going on. Other than the fact that I want it to exist and I'm giving it a shot, there's deeper details on that. Now we're going to build in some community features into the website going forward, and we're trying to make sure that they are extremely economical. This whole thing was meant to be something that you're not paying anything for. So other than however you're getting your internet connectivity, watching a video and reading some stuff, that's all you have to deal with. Better Union 52 will give you what you need to get better. At least we think so. Like we said, the moment you say, I want to be better, you're a little bit better. But you're looking for some tools to look for, some things to work on. Last week's video was listen to your body. Basically, listen to how your body is reacting to tell you how you're doing, how you're feeling, because your body will help you out in your journey. No body means no better. That's out of that. Drop some obligations from a few weeks back telling you, hey, it's time to figure out what's important to you. And if it's not important to you, you might need to drop it. You might need to let go of it because the things you're working to change on take time, energy, and effort. And that's less time, energy, and effort to other things. So you don't want to necessarily rob other people of those obligations of the time, energy, and effort, but you also want to be fair to yourself. And week 10, which was a really good idea, doing a financial assessment, because improvement takes money, believe it or not, or life takes money. Essentially, if you want to be better at one other thing, you have to improve by putting more resources into that. Money as a blank statement on that one. If you want to, be a pilot, if that's the thing you want to do, you want to get better at that. You've been dreaming that for a while. Being a pilot costs a lot of money, so you have to make sure that the bills are paid up front and the people you care about are taken care of up front. The milk money is not going to your flight lessons, things like that. So all those things can be found at our website, betterun52.com. Like we said, it is just a source for you to get a little bit better by getting some tips on things that can help make your journey better. Not necessarily do this, do that, do this, do that. This is not a 12-step program or a 52-step program, if you will. This is just a weekly gathering of folks chatting things up. So chat us up in the comments of the video, chat us up in the comments, post it on the website, and email me at jclevelandpayne@gmail.com for other chat stuff as well. Like we said, we're going to create some sort of forum somewhere on the website. We're trying to make something that actually looks nice and works. So if you want to chat things up and not be a bot, the easiest thing to do is to just reply in the comments of the actual posting on the website at betterun52 or in the comments, and then we'll reach back as best as possible. We're going to take the advantage of this being a two-point message and keep it under 20 minutes and not ramble on anymore. So thank you so much. As we said, our website, betterun52.com, my email address, jclevelandpayne@gmail.com, my main website, which I'm working on more or less right now, jclevelandpayne.net, and more things can be found in my media empire at morebettermedia.com. That, of course, is also work in progress as well. We have other projects that are along these lines that do offer up a more detailed and more deeper interaction for a resource. We don't advertise that here. You can check out my main website and go through that if you want to look for anything on that level. But this right here is for you. It is for free, and we hope that it works for you wherever you are and whenever you are, even if you're watching the 2022 versions sometime in the future, assuming there is a future in whatever medium this thing exists on. Thank you so much. We'll join you again next week.